Hi you guys, it's Karen with Love Your Land, and the countdown is on. Thanksgiving is 1 week from today, which is mind-blowing to me. I can't believe how fast this whole year has gone by, but especially this fall. So, you know, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, my mom we'd have this huge Thanksgiving spread, and all kinds of relatives would come over, and friends, and it was wonderful and delicious, and I loved it, except for one part, the cranberries. And I have to imagine that this was like a relative or friend that was in charge of the cranberries, because my mom's a fantastic cook. Everything she makes is just wonderful. But for some reason, when I was a kid, we always had that like log of cranberries. Not log, but you know, it came in a can, remember? I mean, I know they still make them, but I don't know anybody who uses that. But they came in a can, and whoever brought it, you know, they were in charge, and they'd get them out of the can and then slice up these thick slabs of cranberry food product. I don't even know what it was. And then serve it up. And I just thought it was the grossest thing when I was a kid. It looked gross, it was bitter, and I just didn't see the point in it at all. So for like my whole childhood, really until I was an adult, in my 20s, my sister came up with some recipe or got some recipe for a cranberry dish that I really liked. Get that guy out of there. But I still never made it. Like my own Thanksgiving dinner, I never participated in the cranberry fun until one year, a while back, before my husband and I were married. I think it was probably like the first time I made him Thanksgiving dinner. And he asked me to get a hold of his niece, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. And ask for her cranberry relish recipe, which is right here. Jennifer, this is the original email from you that I save in my messy recipe book. But anyway, you know, when you're dating, you're like, sure, I'll do that for you. And I'm thinking, oh, cranberries, yuck. But anyway, I got the recipe and I thought, oh, that looks all right. So I made it, and holy cow, it was so good. It is so good. And it's so cute because my daughter loves it. And so throughout the year, periodically, she forgets that cranberries are seasonal, and so she'll just be like, there's got to be cranberries around here somewhere. She wants to just make it all the time. So what I usually do is make extra and freeze it, because it freezes really well. In fact, that's what I'm going to do today, because Thanksgiving isn't for another week. So yeah. Anyway, the first thing you're going to want to do is get all your ingredients, and there are 5. That's it. There's fresh cranberries, which I've rinsed and drained. A half a cup of chopped walnuts, finely chopped walnuts. I'm not going to bring you in to show you this. It's just too easy. But I kind of cheated a little bit. The store actually had finely chopped walnuts, so I don't have to chop these at all. But they are more expensive too, so just get the bigger ones and chop them up with a knife real quick. And then a small one of the tiny little boxes of Jello, raspberry Jello, and a can of mandarin oranges. So the first thing you're going to do is shred your cranberries. And when I was setting everything up for this video, all of a sudden it occurred to me, not everybody has a food processor. I don't know what to tell those of you that don't have a food processor. I mean, I don't say this in jest, because maybe it's escaping me. I don't know. But how in the world would you shred this up without a food processor? So this might be limited to those who have a food processor. It does not have to be this unit. Hang on, let me show you another one that I have. I also have, and this is all I've had, by the way, this is called the Ultimate Chopper. If you guys remember this, you're probably laughing, because this is from like 95, I think. And I'm pretty sure it was an infomercial, but it has a little tiny bowl and a little tiny blade. But you know what? This thing could like chop you in half. And the unit is solid. The only thing that's not, in my case, is this lid. My lid is cracked, and so if this breaks anymore, the unit won't work. It's a safety feature. The lid has to click into place. But this, I think, was $20 back in the day on an infomercial. So you can probably, go on like Craigslist or something like that and find one that's real inexpensive. Again, this is all I used for my entire adult life until this year. till this birthday when I got this one. So these work really well. The only downside is, of course, that this bowl is small. So you do have to do things in batches, but it really was never that big of a deal for me. I like this better because it's a one-shot deal. But anyway, if you don't have a food processor, you're gonna need to either get a different recipe, or you know what you could probably do is just cook these down, cook them for a long, long time until they're soft, and maybe use like a potato masher. So in my case, I'm going to use this. You remember this unit from the, what was that? What did I call it? Carrot video or the sous chef demo, whatever it was. Sous chef review video? I don't know. But I am going to use this. The first thing you want to do is chop up your cranberries, or shred them up, whatever. This is the cranberry week, isn't it? I just realized that. Anyway, so if you remember from my other video, you have to do some little button dance here to make this not just go crazy and shred everything up. So I'm gonna put my lid on. And make sure that's not flashing. And here we go. Poor cranberries. They're actually fighting back pretty good. This is different than chicken. I've never shredded cranberries in here before. So you want them to be, you know, almost as small as finely chopped walnuts. You want them actually pretty small. You don't want, I mean, they can be a little bit bigger, but you don't want big chunks because remember, they're bitter. I think that's probably good. So, you're gonna take your cranberries out of here and put them in a bowl. Don't do this at home. I show you all kinds of dangerous stuff, peppers, whatnot. I forgot to get a spatula. And now I can't find it. Are you kidding me? Did you guys hide it from me? Where is it? There it is. I found it. Yeah, I should probably organize that. Or edit this, one of the two. Anyway, once you've shredded your cranberries, you just put them in a bowl. You don't cook them or anything. You just shred them up and put them in a bowl. These smell so good. If I didn't know any better, I would think they would be good to just eat right now. Actually, even just like this, I probably like them a lot better than that weird canned version. So we'll just set that aside. Okay, now I'm organized. I forgot some things. Anyway, you get your cranberries all shredded up. That's what's in here. Then you want to take your oranges and drain them, but you don't want to get rid of that juice because you're using it. So just drain it into a measuring cup till you have about a cup. Well, you drain it all in there actually. You want a total of 1 cup of liquid is what you want. So drain it in there. And then it looks like I have about a little bit over 3/4 of a cup. And I must have guessed really well because I have a 1/4 cup of water. So now you add water the rest of the way to make about a cup of liquid all together. So this is mandarin orange juice and water, and that's it. And you're going to put that in a small saucepan. Then you're going to take your Jell-O and add that to it. Make a whole bunch of noise. And then put this on the stove to get this boiling and dissolved. So I'll set this over here. Give it a little stir. And that can just hang out there while we do the rest. Next, what you want to do is take your mandarin oranges, and you don't need to put them in the food processor. I wouldn't recommend putting them in the food processor because you're going to end up with orange juice, basically. So just take a knife and just kind of rough chop them. They don't have to be teensy tiny. just sort of kind of relative to the other chunks that you're having in this relish. But again, they don't need to be as small as, say, the walnuts. Those are pretty finely chopped. So I just kind of go through them one way and then maybe like that. Okay, and then you're going to add that to a bowl. And juice comes out, so brace yourself. Be prepared for that. I've never done this on camera, so I'm all messy, but whatever. Anyway, don't need the knife anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that dangerous thing. So then you take your oranges and fling the juice onto the counter. No, don't do that, I'm just kidding. And then add in your half a cup of walnuts to your oranges. And this has cranberries on it, but obviously it doesn't matter, it's all gonna get mixed together. So you add that, you mix the the oranges and the walnuts together. I'm kind of thinking you could just add this all together right now, but I'm gonna wait until that is ready. And then I'll do it. That looks so good. I wish you could see this up close, but it's just oranges and walnuts. And it smells so good. So come over here, give your cranberry, orange juice, not cranberry, give your raspberry, jello, orange juice mixture a little stir. And while that is boiling, I will tell you also, the last piece of this puzzle is you add sugar. This recipe calls for a half to a third of a cup of sugar, but it also just says until it tastes right. So I just kind of add a little at a time and go from there. Because you definitely don't want, you want to still have that cranberry tartness come through. There's really nothing bitter about this recipe at all. Like if all you've ever had is that canned stuff, you're in for a real treat because this is a whole different wheelhouse altogether. Okay, that's actually already dissolved. I'm going to give it just another second. I'm going to go ahead and add these. Yeah, you definitely could add these together. I don't think I've ever done it in a separate bowl. I think that's what I read. That's why I was doing it, because I thought I read that. You know, I'd only make these once a year. Much to my daughter's dismay, but... so I'm just going to get this all stirred up real quick. Wow, it's beautiful. I will show you this up close when it's done, I promise. Okay, that's all mixed up. This is definitely boiling. About to boil over, actually. We won't let that happen. And then you just pour this boiling liquid, that's why I'm using metal, by the way, into your cranberry, mandarin orange, walnut mixture. Stir this all up. And then add sugar to taste. I forgot a spoon. I'm trying to do videos now in just one shot because in the beginning I was doing like, I don't know, 14 takes, and I just keep thinking I can do it better, I can do it better. And then you guys end up with like the goofiest video anyway, so I'm just gonna stop doing that. So if I sometimes forget something in my little setup before I, push the record button, forgive me. I know you will. You don't care. You're human too. I don't know how much that was, but it wasn't a cup. It's probably a half a cup altogether. So I'm just going to add, I'm starting obviously with about a quarter of a cup then. Mix that up and give it a taste. It's perfect. Woo! And powerful. I'm not gonna add any more. Actually, I have my, you know what I'll do? Because the last thing you do is you put a lid on this and put it in the refrigerator for about 6 hours until it's firm, like how Jell-O takes a while to firm up. But when I get my daughter home from school, I will have her taste test it because she is my taste tester of everything, and she'll be the best judge. So let me try that one more time. Guess it's too late. I just put my spoon in the thing. It's insanely good. I'll bring it over to you so you can see. Can you see? No? Yes? Sort of? I don't want to pour it on you. I think I will do a close-up because you're not going to be able to see that otherwise. Anyway, that's it. That is it. And again, it is so fantastic. So you just put the lid on this. Like I said, put it in the refrigerator. Let it firm up. In my case, because it's Thanksgiving's a week away, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, let it cool, let it do the little magical thing that it's going to do in there. And when it's done, then I'm going to put it in a different container for the freezer, but I'm going to go ahead and put mine in the freezer. And you can definitely freeze this. And you could even divide this into 4, probably, if you have just a small family, maybe a family of 2. And you can have a little cranberry goodness throughout the year. So that's it for the recipe. Last thing I want to do is just take a minute to thank you guys. I know I thank you all the time on Facebook, and I don't know how well I do at expressing my gratitude here on YouTube, but it's not just because it's Thanksgiving. I am a sap year-round. Ask anybody who knows me. But this is a good time, I think, just to say wow and thank you. I think this is I think today actually is 8 weeks since I started this whole thing, and the support and everything has just been amazing, and positive feedback. I was expecting other stuff too, and I haven't gotten really any negative feedback at all. And that isn't to say that there isn't anything to criticize in what I'm doing or how I'm talking or how dumb I sometimes sound, but I think, I just have a good group around me that everybody is just as human as I am. And so I just wanted to say thank you very much. Very, 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 very much. And I hope that you all have a very safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. And one other thing I wanted to invite you to do is, if you have a favorite Thanksgiving recipe, or recipe, that would be appropriate. If you have a favorite Thanksgiving recipe, go on over to Facebook and put it in the comments, because like I said, it's a week away. So you might help somebody out that is like, all I know is like turkey and mashed potatoes and I can't think of anything else, or they want to add something new into their repertoire, whatever. Sharing is good. So on that note, that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.